your money sat in a Nigerian bank account last year, you quietly missed 3 ETFs that went triple digits. I'm talking moves like 125% good, 250% good, 300% growth in 1 year. If someone like you had put in 500,000 Naira in one of these, instead of just leaving it in a savings account or a mutual fund account, you could be sitting on over 1.5 million Naira today. But here is the real plot twist. One of these ETFs is basically one single stock wearing a diversification jacket. So today, I'm going to show you what exactly is inside these 3 Nigerian ETFs and how they did over 100%, the trap hidden in one of them, and how I would actually use them as an African investor, whether I'm in Lagos, London, Toronto, Houston, wherever I am. Stay with me because near the end, I'm going to give you the simple Nigerian global ETF list so that you don't put all your future in one country or in one sector. If you're new here, I'm Charles, and this is WealthMotley, real money talk for Africans in Nigeria, in UK, US, Canada, wherever you are across the diaspora. If you're earning in Naira or dollars, sending money home, watching headlines, Nigerian stocks are pumping, but your money is just sitting in one savings account or mutual fund, this channel is for you. Here, we don't do get rich by Friday schemes. We do calm growth, unapologetic generational wealth. If that sounds like your tribe, then please hit the subscribe button so you don't miss more breakdowns like this. Now, let's start with a very quick story that'll make these numbers very, very real for you. I want you to picture Chinedu in Lagos. He has 500,000 Naira sitting in his bank account this time last year. He's seeing all prices are going up and now fluctuating as they like. Food is up, rent is up, Naira is dancing every other week. And the news keeps saying Nigerian stock market has returned over 60% this year. But it doesn't know where to start. So it does what most people are doing. Leave it in a bank account or just buy treasury bills because they don't understand it. Fast forward to 12 months. His savings account maybe gave him more little interest and mutual funds gave him 20%, but the rest is eaten by inflation. Meanwhile, 3 sector ETFs on the Nigerian stock market, VETBANK, VETGOODS, VETINDEF ETF are showing 100 and something percent, 300% type of moves. Instead of doing nothing here and split that 500 into roughly one of these 3, it could be looking at something like 1.5 million. Yes, instead of his money dozing with mosquitoes. But before you rush to go and buy them, we need to set a very simple foundation for you. Forget all the jargon for a moment. A stock is simply one company. One share of GTCO is a tiny piece of GTCO only. An ETF, an exchange-traded fund, is a basket of many stocks bundled together that you can buy as a single share. Let me explain the WealthMotley way. One stock is like one plate of jollof rice from a kitchen. An ETF is a full party tray, jollof, ofada, puff, small chops, fried rice, goat meat, all of it inside one plate bowl like this. If you buy one plate and it's bad, you are angry. But if you buy that whole tray, if one thing is mid, you are still fine. You still have plenty of other options. Sector ETFs like the ones we're talking about are all banks in one tray, all food and drink companies in one tray, all cement and industrial stocks in one tray. They trade on the stock market just like normal stocks. You get what ETFs are now. So, why did all these trays explode so much in the first place? Let's zoom out and keep it very simple. In the last couple of years, Nigeria has dealt with subsidy removal, election, Naira devaluation, FX reforms, very high inflation. Food inflation was especially, interest rate jumping all around, then a massive stock market rally. So, banks made big money from FX revaluation, interest income, repricing loans. Food and consumer goods could raise their prices the way they like because people must eat. 200 and something million must eat. Cement and industrials raise prices too. You still need cement to build anything you want to build. That's the backdrop of those 100% growth, 200%, 300% growth numbers you're saying. Now let's open each of these trays one by one so you actually see what they mean. First, Vetiva Banking ETF. It is called VETBANK, VETBANK. This one tracks the banking index, the main Nigerian banks. Think of it like this. In one click, I own a slice of major Nigerian banks. You will see names like GTCO, Zenith, UBA, Accessor Holdings, FBN, Stanbic, Fidelity, FCMB, Wema, all of them, everything together. The top 5 to 6 names make up a big chunk of this one. So you're not spreading it across 500 companies, but you're spreading it across main tier 1 and big tier 2 banks. Rough ballpark for last year, VETBANK, that's the name of the ETF, has done over 125%. So that's roughly 100K will become 220 something K example from this return. That's why. Now, why did it move? Banks booked FX revaluation gains when the Naira moved. High interest rates boosted interest income. Investors poured money into the sector during the rally. So what are the pros you see? You're not guessing on one bank when you buy this ETF. You're buying a bunch of banks together. Expense ratio is relatively low for a Nigerian ETF. Very simple. It's not too much commissions. Clean word to say, I believe Nigerian banks will continue to crush it for the next 5 to 10 years. Now, what are the risks? There's still one sector. If a new regulation hits the bank, the whole ETF will suffer. The Naira risk. As someone in UK or US or Canada, your real return is still in GBP or USD or CAD, not Naira. Now, political and regulatory risk. CBN policies can change, capital requirements, all of these things. So that's the bank trade. Now, let's talk about the food trade. That is called Vetiva Consumer Goods ETF. It's called VETGOODS. This tracks companies, that do consumer goods, food, drinks, household staples. On paper, you would think, this is great. I can buy all these companies that everybody needs if you're owning the whole food sector. So let's see. The top holdings in this particular ETF are BUA Foods, International Breweries, Nestle Nigeria, Nigerian Breweries, Dangote Sugar, Guinness, Unilever, Nascon, and a couple of others. Here is the key detail from the recent holding snapshot. BUA Foods in this particular ETF holds a whole chunk of that ETF. Yeah, think of it like over a third of the home basket is BUA Foods, and a couple of other bear names, Nestle, and just a couple of other ones dominate. So this VETGOODS ETF behaves a lot like this. It's like BUA Foods plus friends. So if BUA Foods goes up very sharply, this particular ETF looks like a genius move. If BUA Foods has a very bad year, your diversified ETF in that VETGOODS suddenly becomes, a bit more very concentrated. Now, in the last 1 year, the move has been wild. It has grown around 250%. So that 100K example could have gone to over 350K if you are just held on for 1 year. So why did this ETF grow so much in 1 year? Food inflation has been huge. Companies that can raise their prices faster than costs can really pump profits. Strong performance as well of the BUA Foods itself. That company did very well. Investors ran into staples because even if we complain, we will still buy spaghetti, we will still buy sugar, we will still buy bread, noodles, drinks, all of those things. So what are the pros of this particular ETF? It's a simple way for you to own a basket of Nigerian consumer staples, things everybody needs. The sector can sometimes cope with inflation no matter what happens by passing higher prices to customers. Very easy for them. Low headline fund fees. The fee doesn't charge you too much compared to other active, mutual fund that you pay a lot. Now, what are the risks? There's serious concentration risk with this particular ETF. BUA Foods is driving a lot of it. If that one company has a major issue, this whole ETF is going to take a heavy punch and go down. Now, it's also still exposed to the Naira, politics, FX for importers, and so on. So, VETFoods teaches one big lesson. An ETF can sound very safe, diversified and cool, but under the hood, it can be one big stock in the jacket. But what I like is BUA Foods is in here, it does very well, and it's a good one. Now, the wild performer in these 3 ETFs I've told you about, I'm not even saying anything about it. So let us open that tray that has cement, and industrial companies inside. The third ETF that did exceptionally well, it's called Vetiva Industrial ETF. The ticker symbol is VETINDETF. This one tracks the NGX Industrial Index, mainly cement and a few other industrial names. In Nigeria, industrials on this exchange is basically Dangote Cement, BUA Cement, Lafarge Africa, plus a few smaller industrial players. So this ETF is essentially your cement and infrastructure trade. This one was very wild last year, about 300% growth in just 12 months. Again, rough illustration, if you put up 100,000 Naira here, you're looking at about 400K if you held on just to the end of the year. Now, why did this thing move? Cement companies have huge pricing power. They hike cement prices aggressively. They benefited from FX and macroeconomic shifts. Investors see cement as a play on infrastructure, housing, population growth, because we will keep growing, we will keep building houses. That's normal in Nigeria. Yeah? Now, what are the pros of this particular ETF? Direct exposure to companies literally building the country. High barriers to entry. Not everybody can wake up and go and start a cement business and start mixing limestone, mixing all of those things together. These people are monopoly. When things line up, profits can explode in Naira terms. So what are the risks? Again, it's a concentrated ETF. Heavyweight in 1 or 2 cement giants. The energy costs, FX volatility, government policies can hit the margins fast. but it's fantastic. Yeah. Cyclical as well. If construction slows down for any reason, demand or sentiment can of course fall. So now you've seen all these three different ETFs that did phenomenally well this year. You have banks, you have food, you have cement, all triple digits in a short period of time. The wrong question for you now is, which one should I YOLO into? No. The right question is, how do I use this without blowing myself up? Let's answer that question very quickly. Now, these are sector bets. They're not full portfolios, yeah? For the bank ETF, it says I'm bullish on Nigerian banks. For the goods ETF, it says I'm bullish on consumer staples, especially like BUA foods. Now, for the industrial ETF, the VET industrial ETF, that one says you are bullish on things like cement and industrials. They are not a replacement for a global diversified ETF like the S&P 500 or a global fund. Yep. So the key lessons here is number one, sector plus concentration spice. An ETF can still be spicy and risky. If you have just top 1, 2, 3 holdings dominating the basket, yeah, that's a risk. Number two, Naira versus life currency. If you live in Lagos, Abuja, and all of those things, your life is in Naira. Naira returns hit you directly. If you live in London or Toronto or outside of Nigeria like myself, your real result is actually not in Naira. Remember, it's in GBP or, Canadian dollars or USD and co. So even that 300+% will look a bit different when you convert your money, but it's still really great returns. Now, triple digit doesn't mean it will repeat. What happened in one crazy year is not a contract for the next 10 years. So how do you actually plug into this, the WealthMotley style, in a way that works for you as an African wherever you are in the world? If I'm building a portfolio as an African investor, I'm thinking in layers. I think in number one, core or starter lines. Core of my portfolio is the bigger chunks, and this is where I have global, US ETFs, all of those things. That's my own slice of the world money and a more stabilized one. And satellite, smaller chunks, that's where I have things like Nigerian sector ETFs like I've described and individual Nigerian stocks. That is my, I believe, Nigeria upside, but carefully money, and it's been doing very, very well. For example, if I had 100% total investment, I might do something like maybe 50 to 60 or 70% into global diversified ETF, S&P 500, VUG, VGT and co. 10 to 20 or 30% into Nigerian ETFs, VET, all these different ones, VETBANK, VETGOODS, VETINDETF, ETF. And then 10% or slightly less into high risk plays like crypto, like other stocks I like, most speculative one. Inside of all of this Nigerian slice, that's where you will now see me say, oh, I can now say 40% into VETBANK, 30% into VETGOODS, 30% into VET Industrial ETF. Or pick one of these and match them depending on my conviction, depending on the time horizon, depending on what I'm reading on the charts and all of those things. I'm not touching this with a short-term mentality. So my mentality when I invest is long-term. So if I'm buying Nigerian banks, the food, the cement, I'm thinking 5 to 10 years. I'm not thinking 6 months or 1 year. Now, how do I buy these things? Do I buy them in full, in one chunk, or DCA style? Because Nigeria moves violently, I'll seriously consider dollar cost averaging in Naira. Instead of me dropping 1 million Naira on day one into the stocks, I might do 200K over 5 months, buy to 200K a day, or 100K over 10 months. That way, I'm not depending on catching the perfect low. I'll buy it when it's low, when it's slightly higher, when it's even lower. I'll buy it over months. For people in Nigeria, this ETF trades on the Nigerian stock market. You can easily access them through traditional stockbrokers or modern investing apps that support, NGX products. For example, platforms like Bamboo, all of these ones you can easily, buy at different times, and their fees are not bad. So you can easily buy them. You can just search on them and type in things like VETBANK. You see, that's the Vetiva Banking ETF, VETGOODS, Vetiva Consumer Goods ETF, VETIND ETF, that's Vetiva Industrial ETF. Now, for my people in the diaspora, some Nigerian apps are now onboarding diaspora users with foreign IDs. Yeah? Otherwise, you might need a broker with explicit access to the Nigerian market, which tends to be more niche. Either way, remember, trading in Naira is during Nigerian market hours. Liquidity can be a bit thinner than the US markets where there is, trillions and trillions of dollars at stake. The spreads can also be wider, but a lot of these brokers are made life very easy. Just be patient, size appropriately, make sure you buy this year's style and you'll be fine. Now, if you've watched this far, you are not just chasing inspirations. You actually want to understand what you're buying. Here is what I want you to do this week. Open one of these trades I've spoken about. food, the banks, all of those things. Google each of these ETF, VETBANK, VETGOODS, VETINDETF ETF. Look at the top 10 holdings. What are the top 10 stocks that they actually hold? Ask, am I okay with this much in one or two companies? Write in your Nigerian sentence one line. Over the next 10 years, I want to put X amount of my portfolio in Nigerian assets because of this reason why. If you can't fill in that X and Y, you're not ready to buy. But once you can fill it in, then you can buy. You can decide, do I want to make this my core or my spice? Your core should be global. Don't forget, this Nigerian sector ETFs are like your spice. They're not your base. They're things that you should buy in smaller chunks. Now, if you want, I am running a WealthMotley stocks class in 2026 for Africans anywhere you are in the world, Nigeria, UK, Canada, anywhere across the diaspora. We will go deeper into all of these ETF fact sheets, different other types of investing, income investing, ETFs, stocks, all of those, so that you don't get overwhelmed. And we will show you how to choose ETFs in Naira, in dollar, how to size your portions, how to size your portfolio, manage risk, how to build a portfolio that actually sticks for decades. If you are interested, there's a link right at the top of the description box below. Please click on it, fill in your details, and we will let you know the day the door opens. For my next video, you want to watch this one very well. I'm going to show you how I break down how to invest $500, just $500, and how you can turn it into a world-class portfolio wherever you are, from Lagos, London, Accra, Atlanta, Aba, Alberta, anywhere you are. We've got you. Stay wealthy, stay blessed, and I'll see you in the next video.